Hey everybody, welcome to Nuggets Hustle. Thank you so much for being here. I'm with my good buddy Donny. Donny, my man, how are you?
I'm doing so much better than I was last week, I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness, man. It's like we're two different people now.
Yeah. Yeah, that Thunder game last night was fun.
Oh,
Ball
jeez.
Ballerina was happening. I was kind of concerned at the beginning, like no one was really showing up, and then it just filled out and it got loud. Real
It
loud.
did. It got
Yeah,
real loud and it got real quiet on the OKC bench
it
late
did.
in the game, which was I'm excited for us to talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the last few games it's felt like, hey, we're figuring things out, which is crazy because we're struggling with the injury bug right now.
Yeah, and there's something we'll get to that you've been talking about probably since the beginning of this year that I guess you could almost relate to the injury bug. I don't want to bring it up just yet, but it is a concern. Um, we'll get there. I don't know. I don't
Hey,
know. I don't know why I brought up something so negative right away. I need to chill.
hey, it's not negative. It's something we got to talk about, but also lots of good things to talk about too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Donnie, you ready?
Yeah, let's bring it in.
All right, Donnie. We are talking about the last four games.
Hmm.
Um, will you get us started with the T-Wolves?
Yeah, man. I mean that game, honestly, I thought we played okay. I mean, there were obviously some things we could talk about, like, you know, Jamal Murray goes out, like he
Yep,
gets a
yep,
concussion.
yep.
However, I'll be honest, up to that point, he wasn't really making a huge impact, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, but this was the game. I feel like this was the Russell Westbrook Denver Nuggets coming out party. Well, that stat's not right. God damn
I mean, did he have
it.
5 points?
No, he did not have 5 points.
Oh, okay.
Didn't he have like, oh no, he did have five
I
points.
would have believed 5 points. I thought
Sorry.
his coming out game was the Raptors.
Yes, and that's the one I'm thinking about right now.
All
And
right,
I
no, dude.
totally got them mixed up.
Hey man, we're not it's not good to live in the past anyway. We lost the T-Wolves by three. We lost to a good team. Let's move on.
Yeah, yeah, we lost to a good team. Should have won it.
Let's
We had a chance, right? We had a
yeah,
chance.
yeah.
And yeah. All right.
It's early in the season. You know me, I'm a doomsday guy. So when we
Yeah.
lost to them, I was like, we're done. I don't know how we can get another win. And
Yeah.
then we come out and we give a thumping to the Jazz like we should.
Hmm.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. And one quick comment on the T-Wolves thing. I think
Yeah.
I remember do you remember the game last year? Like it was, I can't remember. Maybe the seventh game in, similar to this year.
Okay.
First time we played the T-Wolves, and dude, they ran us over. Like it was, I remember from that point on, you and I were saying, that's who I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
who we need to consider on par with us.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I did not necessarily get that exact same feeling. Um, do I think that they're a bad team? No, they beat us. I just didn't
Yeah.
get the like, oh no.
We're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
100%,
so
man. You lose to a team like that when we're shorthanded.
yeah. On the road early in
Yeah,
the season. Yeah.
yeah. 3 points. It is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, man, then we rebounded well with the Jazz. We
Yeah,
did. Um,
did exactly what we should have done.
yeah, I mean Russell Westbrook's first start in a Nuggets jersey.
Hmm.
Um,
Wasn't his best game, but
mm-mm.
also we won with him there,
We did. We got it done. I mean the Jazz, pretty terrible team. Um,
especially without Markkinen. But
yeah.
even with I mean, it's yeah, they're developing. Best of
Yeah.
luck to Utah. Just get it, do it in like 70 years when I'm not around anymore.
I mean they couldn't get it done with Stockton and Malone. They're not going to get it done now. Let's just be honest.
Gosh, no joke. No joke.
Um, yeah, I mean, it was frustrating at times because I felt like we should have dominated slightly more, but I feel like that's also me just wanting more. I will say I was happy when you and I walked out of that stadium and we said to each other, didn't play in the fourth quarter,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
and we need that. We need that.
Dude, yeah. I
Um,
mean, 30 minutes, that's where he should be.
yeah, yeah, ideally, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, but also, I rag on the Jazz and the Hornets and the Pistons, but pros are pros, and
Hmm.
to thump a pro team by 20 plus is
Yeah.
that's a high five and a pat on the back.
That's a good point. I mean, there's
However, we
no
should have beat it by 40.
minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a lot of maybe frustration, like because of how we started this season, right? Like our two wins up to that point were what, like overtime wins against two probably lottery teams or
Yep,
maybe play-in teams, you know?
yep, yep.
So yeah, I mean, there's just a little bit of frustration, but and we'll get to it. I feel like a, a big like amount of pressure has kind of come off our back to a certain extent
Mhm.
after last night's game. We'll get to it, but definitely not. I'm not saying we should relax. I'm just saying it kind of proved to me, oh, okay, we still are a contender. We still are a team. But yeah, um,
100%, man. I agree.
yeah. I mean, Nicola,
How is he second in NBA? Okay, you know what? Doesn't matter. Um, because he'll end up in first, and that's it's a game I've played every year for the
he
last half decade.
he had a Sombor triple double against the Jazz in less than three quarters.
Yeah, I think haven't two or three of his triple doubles come in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he hits them early.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, he would hit him faster if we could stick some shots, but that's a different conversation. I'm over here like
facts.
shoot 100% when he passes it to you,
Right, right. If he gave it to you, it's expected. I don't care if you're a 10% three-point shooter. I don't care. It's got
yeah,
to go in. Yeah.
right.
Um,
But then we move on to the dinosaurs
hmm.
in Canada, and Russell Westbrook just shows out.
Yep. This was his coming out party right here.
Man,
Hmm.
21, 6, and 6. Jeez.
Yeah, great game from Russell. I mean, I feel like the starters were kind of struggling, and he really, um, I don't know, he just had that energy,
The
right?
only shots he missed were threes.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was the spark plug we needed.
Yep.
And I know that's kind of why we brought him in. We just haven't seen that really yet, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch because
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have grown up watching Russell Westbrook with Oklahoma City during some insane years, years where he literally himself averaged a triple double. And now
Mhm.
that he's on our team, we're like, hey, can we get a little bit of that too, you know?
Right?
You
Yeah.
know?
Can we have some, please?
Right? Can you roll the years back just a smidge? I want to see that. But he's been phenomenal, and I think he's been good on defense. Sometimes a little aggressive. I feel like in this game probably did foul. What's his name?
Yeah. It
I
it
I
was.
don't I don't. You know what? There's missed
Other
call.
calls were missed too, man.
Yeah, right.
Other calls were missed too.
Like if we're gonna sit here and pretend like we get the right call every time, that's not the case. Like it goes both ways. It evens itself out. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then one guy I want to talk to you about, and I mean, the numbers aren't like insanely staggering, but they're just kind of not what I expected, and that's Christian Brown.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he averaged 18 points
Last four.
last four and 16
Jeez.
overall. Dude, what did KC? I don't think KCP averaged that last year, did he?
No, and I don't know if you've looked, Donny, but he hasn't been doing that this year either.
No, and I don't want to be that guy who keeps saying, "Oh, don't compare the two," and then all of a sudden I'm comparing the two. What I'm trying to say is everyone is pretending like we didn't have someone that we could plug in and produce.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you said this like 3 or 4 games ago. It's not that we're trying to replace KCP, it's more we're trying to replace Christian Brown
I think I
because
nicked that from somebody, but I did say that, yes.
that hit me, man, because I'm like, you know what? I last year Christian Brown's numbers weren't phenomenal, but he wasn't a really important piece off the bench, especially defensively.
Mhm.
And I feel like we're starting to find out who that's going to be. It's just taken a few games, but early on in this season, man, I'm like, well, he's great in the starting five, but you know, can he also play from the bench too? Because we need him, Like
Yeah,
I,
100%.
I I don't know. I've been super impressed. I think even he would tell you if you're gonna catch, shoot.
Yeah.
All
Or
right,
go
like
dunk on Rudy. Those are
exactly,
your two options.
exactly. Like I
Either dunk on Rudy or I'm going to catch and pull the trigger.
Yeah, and have I wanted if I had the time, I would try and do the stat of catch and shoot percentage versus him like dribbling and pulling up. I
Um,
would almost guarantee that catch and shoot is higher.
oh, yeah.
He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
he's not a Jamal Murray, he's not a Steph Curry. It's just not really his game, and it's something maybe he can work on. Just right now, that's not a high percentage. It doesn't feel like. Um, but and I mean, granted, the league didn't think he could shoot, so he's been wide open a lot. Eventually he'll probably be open, right? Or he'll,
I
excuse me, that
mean,
he won't be open as much. And that's when hopefully he can dribble drive, maybe beat his man. Um,
I hope they keep leaving him open. He's
Same.
last four, he's 50%, 100%, 60%, and 33% from three.
Hmm.
I like that.
Solid.
I agree. Don't guard him. I don't think he can shoot.
He can't
Just
shoot.
stay off him.
Yeah. Just figure it out after we win the title.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, but you're right. He is looking solid. He's looking great.
Hmm. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Julian Strawther?
Hey, man. I feel like he's doing more than I expected. And he's doing more than I have probably given him credit for.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like watching him is like watching a younger, underdeveloped Russell Westbrook in a sense where it's you don't know what you're gonna get. Um, Obviously when Russ was, he's a triple double machine, but I just mean in the sense that it's you don't know if he's gonna leap for a major dunk or you don't know if he's gonna pull up from 40. It's fun to watch. Whatever it is, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I would love for him to get rid of the cement feet on defense, but I think that comes with age. Mike's getting better at it. CB's defense is solid. So Straw will get there. I'm
Yeah.
really loving Hunter Tyson's defense, but we're talking Straw right now. So
Yeah.
what
Um,
are your thoughts, man? How do you feel about Straw?
I mean, you literally took the words right out of my mouth because it's like, dude, we see the ability. It's
Oh,
there.
geez. Oh, man.
And he's hungry. You can see it.
Yeah.
Like when he comes out, he's mad, not at Malone, not at anyone. Like he just wants to be in there and ball.
Yeah.
Like he wants to game. And
Mhm.
I like seeing that, right? Especially with young guys, especially in a team that we need the young guys. Um, but yeah, I think, especially when you're open, yeah, shoot the three, man. We know you can hit threes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's gotten better going to the rim. Last night he had that putback dunk.
It was nasty.
I thought it was P1 at first. I'm like, wait, what? I had to like wipe my eyes. I was like, what?
I thought it was Russ. I was like, it's not Straw. Oh, it's Straw.
Yeah. Um,
Gonzaga doesn't do that.
all right. Um, yeah, and then there's two guys I want to talk about quickly. Dario Saric and I guess Vladko Chanchar, guys who these well, since
I thought they
since
would be major
I did
additions,
too. I did
and
too,
they have
man.
not. They just have not.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, man. I am still pulling for Dario. But we had talked about body language. And I kind of zoomed in last night and I feel like we're not watching timeouts, we're not talking to other guys. And maybe I just was watching the wrong stuff, but you had pointed that out a couple nights ago, and I was like, no way, man. But I just I feel like if I'm not getting minutes, I should be in the timeouts. I should be talking to coaches. I should be, doing I feel like all the little things to get those minutes. And I'm not seeing that. But also,
Agreed.
I don't know.
Well, and I mean, it goes both ways with him. You're talking. I mean, it's basically a competition between him and Zeke right now, and
Mhm.
I even see poor body language with Zeke. Like
Mhm.
I think the other night I was messing with you, and I will say I'm like half not messing with you. I'm all Zeke. I'm all in on Zeke at this
Oh,
point.
jeez.
I like his athleticism. I don't like his body language though.
I feel like he
He
looks, I agree.
he pouts
You're not that
and
guy.
I'm like, dude, I understand it's okay to be frustrated, but at this point, we don't care. You don't need to, if you're doing it to show the fans that you're frustrated, stop because we're frustrated already. We don't need to see
Yeah,
you frustrated,
yeah. We've seen you play. We're frustrated.
right? Like we need you to be
No.
able to eat up a quarter in
Yeah,
every game and for it not to be a case where you come in where it's tied and then when you go out we're down 12.
yeah.
All right? Like that
100%.
that's what we need. And he clearly has the physical ability. I think it's mental and
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of I don't know, around the rim, just be a little stronger. Um shoot with confidence because he had a bad air ball last night.
Oh
That was
my
bad.
God. I
Like
thought he was laying it. I thought he was throwing it up for somebody.
I did too. I'm like,
Uh,
where's AG?
no. No, but I will say, man, compared to last year, I feel like Zeke is not night and day, but more like night and mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
Um, it's an improvement. I do feel that way.
Yeah. And the reason I think I'm in on him is because there isn't a better option, right? Like, I think what I've seen from Dario Saric, I don't think he's a bad player. I don't know if we're going to use him the right way. Like,
He just doesn't fit our system. And
yeah,
maybe it was Steph Curry that made him look good, but you look at his other stuff and or his other seasons and he seems to be fine, but he just seems to be too slow with what we're trying to do with especially with our second unit.
yeah. That's a really good point. Is our second unit, assuming everyone gets back healthy and Jamal is a starter, which is another question. Um, Yeah, think about it, man. Westbrook, Strawther, Watson. That is a ridiculously athletic three.
Mhm.
And to throw like a kind of a slower big man, and I know everyone's like, well, Joker's slow. Joker,
It's
it,
he's an anomaly.
yeah,
He is name one other person besides Wilt Chamberlain.
thank you.
It's not the same.
Do not compare that, right? Like it is
That's not
just,
fair. It's not fair to
it's,
Dario.
it's not fair to Dario. It's not fair to anyone. And so
No, it's an
I,
insult to Joker.
yeah, like, yeah, like Dario is just I'm not angry with Dario. Look, do I
I
wish
am.
that yeah, do I wish
I was like, he's gonna be so great for us, man. 15 to 20.
I thought the same, bro. I thought the same. I mean, I really thought that and maybe it's because, he's a big ogre from Europe. I'm like,
Hmm. Hmm.
"Oh, we'll
We have one of
just
those.
right?" I was like, that must be a good backup, right?
Yeah.
He just and this is not a diss on him at all because I don't think anyone else in the NBA has this, and that's just the mind of Joker.
Hmm.
So to for us to expect that, I mean, yeah, we get the big tall ogre, we get decent shooting, but other than that, you
But
don't get
the
yeah,
shooting hasn't been there
exa
either. So
exactly.
if you're not gonna if you can't fit with the other stuff, at least knock down some shots. But and maybe he hasn't had a fair look. He's averaging what 4 or 5 minutes a game. It's hard to get anything going with that. But at the same time, um, one of the commentators, I forget which one, said, sink or swim, and he he sunk.
Yeah.
So I agree though with what you were saying the other night. I don't think Mike's being honest about Dario's role with the club moving forward.
Yeah, that's all PR.
Yeah. And I appreciate him for saying it because that's super professional.
Hmm.
It'd be so easy to be like, well, if Dario's not going to do this or that, then I guess we're done. But he's
Yeah.
not saying that. And maybe they really are working in practice or doing other things.
Yeah, like
I feel like with what we're paying him, you have to. We,
yeah.
we
Right?
gotta
Like
we gotta
that,
try
that
something. But
right? Like I feel like you're right. We can't give up on him in a sense. And it's a long season. There may be a time Zeke gets injured. There may be a time,
mhm.
knock on wood, anybody else. I'm not going to even say the name.
Don't.
I
What are you?
I
Oh
know.
God, what are you
I
up?
didn't say it. I didn't say it. Um,
Anyway,
I'm knocking on wood
Dario's.
right now. Uh,
Gosh.
but like I just there people. I mean, you think about you roll back to what the year we won it. Jeff Green really wasn't. I mean, he was a like he was in my mind kind of like a DJ.
Yeah.
Would come in necessary instances, but Vladko Chanchar was really the guy that was coming in a lot. And once Vladko hurt himself, that gave a
Mhm.
huge opportunity for Jeff Green to come back in. And I mean,
Yep.
granted, I
Good
think Jeff,
point, Donnie. Good point. I didn't think about that.
yeah, like I think Jeff Green's a lot better player than Dario Saric, so it's tough to be like, oh, well then, and I obviously I'm not wishing injury on anyone. I think based on who we have, and I've looked at trade options, I've looked at free agents. I mean, we're talking about signing guys from Europe at this point.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah,
we're really reaching into the bin here.
yeah,
So I'm just like, okay, this is what we have. How do we make this work? And when you told me, you're like, that second unit is so athletic and they run and they run and they need that athleticism. They need it across the board. And so that's why I think I've moved more to Zeke.
yeah,
Um, However, if they both started playing amazing, then we have a great problem on our hands, right?
yeah.
So,
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I agree. And I, I I don't think Zeke or Dario clearly right now are the solution long term.
no,
I still would like to see a different rotation.
yes.
But we also have some injuries. So that's now off the table for a while.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that we got something solid with like we're getting some guys that maybe didn't have that confidence that are starting to muster up that confidence with what they're producing lately.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Strawther is a great example.
Yes.
I can see
Hmm.
confidence in him and even
Hmm.
P Watt a little bit. Last night, and let's just jump right into the Thunder game, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
let's talk about it.
I mean, the guy misses two free throws at the end when I'm just sitting there with my hands and or my hands,
Your head in your hands.
my head in my hands, and then he goes and totally redeems himself.
Oh,
That's a Dumb and Dumber reference.
oh
Um,
no, I know he did. Yes, yes. I agree. He did. He totally redeemed himself.
yeah,
He took off and went to Mars for that ball.
dude. I mean, and that game, it was just fun, right? Like it was, I, I don't know. You and April were there. We're all just hanging out,
Yeah.
but it was just a fun game. Like we went down 16, and going into that game, not gonna lie, that's how I kind of expected it to go, especially without AG and without Jamal. Um, Kind of like,
I was telling April, like, sit him, sit him. We just need to, let's call it a night. We'll come back to the drawing board the next day. It's
I
fine. It's okay. I'll take a 20-point whipping. It's okay.
I honestly do. I wouldn't have been that mad. If that had been the case, if we would have either chosen to protect our most valuable assets, but then, that's why I think at the end, winning that game is so important. Because if we
I
risk, like we
Yes.
did,
All of
and
that for
we,
a loss.
right, to lose that game, especially when we're up, what, like 8 with 2 minutes left or something crazy.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. So in the end, we salvaged ourselves a victory and kind of a moral victory, seeing as we were very um, injured.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, just Joker. I mean, 23, 20, and 16 probably should have been 23, 20, and 20. But
Donnie, you texted me the other night. You said something along the lines of you felt like Joker was playing poorly. And I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
yeah,
And I'm like, dog, he's got a triple double right
I
now.
know.
And
I
it's
know.
over. It's not a 10-10-10 triple. He's got 12, 14, and 17. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how, but I was like, I kind of agree. I kind of see what he's saying.
Right? Like
Like,
our
how good do you have to
expectations,
be for, yeah, yeah, for your fans to be like, dude, a triple double is just like, that's like showing up at 8 o'clock.
right? Right?
Expect you to be on time.
Our guy's like, he's crushing it with triple doubles, and I'm over here like, oh, Joker, awful passer, playing terrible.
Yeah.
And then, CB's over here getting 16 points a game as a two guard, which, most like that's not an Anthony Edwards, but
Yeah.
yet I'm like, the bar is so low for him. I'm like, dude, that guy's killing it.
Yeah.
All star,
Most improved player for sure.
right? Build the statue, right?
Yeah.
So like it's funny how for each player we set a bar at a certain level.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that's the reason you and I are really hard on Jamal right now is because our bar for him is extremely high, but so is his salary.
It's $200 million high.
Yes.
It's not okay. It's not that high, but you know what I mean.
It is that high. So I mean,
Okay, it is. It is that high. But I mean, also, dude, uh, little concerning concussion. I don't Makes me weird. I hate that.
yeah.
I don't like it. Um,
I
I
You know,
hope he's he back soon. I haven't seen anything. Have you seen any news lately?
I have not. Last night, I couldn't, and maybe it's just my eyes, but I could not see him on the bench. But I watched like the 10-minute highlight today, and he was there. He was
Okay,
there, active,
okay,
high-fiving people coming off the court and stuff. Like he was
okay,
in the game.
okay.
Um, I don't know. I thought for sure he'd come back last night, to be honest. He did
That's
not.
what makes me nervous. I thought it was a week or,
And maybe
you know.
because Russ is playing the way he is, we're kind of like, okay, let's just be cautious. We don't want this to linger, right? Um, and maybe there's something else. Again, he's had calf issues, he's had knee issues.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know, but we do need him back because again, no one's going to take his salary. So everyone talking about trades. If we trade him, then we're going to be the losing side of the trade because of the contract he signed.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
I
I'm
mean, and
just
also I don't want to trade him. I really don't. He
I don't
frustrates me
either,
sometimes, but
right?
I want to win with him.
Right? Like I do love the guy. And like yeah, we're
Yeah,
we're frustrated. It's like we were just talking about. His Our expectation is so high for him to get
yeah.
over that bar is like almost
Doug,
Joker level.
I saw you drop 52 on TJ McConnell. Let's go.
Let's
Or
go.
sorry, on not on TJ on Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. Yes.
And like I know what you can do.
Right.
Stop this. Knock it off.
Right. Stop watching Emmett. You're like at least when Joker puts down the phone with his horse races, he turns on the basketball game. Stop watching the MMA and let's play some ball.
I
All
am to
right.
the point, Donnie, where you know me. I'm like, you got to respect the game. The game is bigger than you. Da da da. But if Joker was like, I would like when I'm sitting, I'd like to pull up YouTube and
He
just
he
watch it.
can do whatever
I
he
would
wants.
say, you know what, man? Would you like an iPad? Because you don't have to do it on your phone. We could get you a big screen iPad.
Right. Would you like an apple
And
spritzer as well?
yeah, absolutely, for sure. Um, would you like us to bring Tata over? She could sit with you. I don't care. We can get her a chair.
We'll do
Um,
anything. Whatever you
yeah,
want, buddy.
LA did it for Bronny. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
no, man, I've been so anxious and nervous because I expect us to win every game.
Hmm.
So when were struggling at first, I was like, come on, this is horrible. Let's just tank. And,
Yeah.
you don't really want that, but last night it was special.
Hmm.
Um,
I
we are definitely going to talk about some things that are not great
yeah.
because,
Um
but also, man, winning is winning. It is winning is winning.
yeah, and I want to bring up what do you think our record was for through the first 10 games last year?
6-4.
8-2.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we were hot and we didn't win the title. We got knocked out in the second round. So, I mean, we're five and
Yeah.
three. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh," and I feel like people have been waiting to punch us
Hmm.
since we won the title. The media despises us. They don't, the media despises any winner, right? Anyone who's on that top mountaintop, everyone else wants to knock them down, right? Um, but
I feel like the media just ignores us. Like the national media. I feel like they just ignore us.
that's a really good
We have a
point.
boring superstar. Our second guy is not that exciting, but gets the job done. I don't know.
Right, right. That's a good point.
I take it it's disrespect. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. I mean, and then yeah, let's just bring it up, man. The biggest concern that you and I have had, it's the minutes.
Minutes, minutes.
He's
Just,
at
dude, math is math. Like when you play a lot of minutes, you get hurt.
hmm
Ask Tom Thibodeau. Josh Hart in the playoffs last year, playing 40 minutes a game. What's he tear his abdomen in game 6?
Yeah.
Like, I it's not an accident.
Yeah, it's a
It's just
long
how
season.
these guys are professional athletes.
Yeah.
30 seconds or a minute is on average. If we're averaging over a minute, under a minute, that's 2 games a season. That's a lot of play time.
Yeah. What I sent you that today. If we keep on this pace, he plays 260 more minutes. That's a lot, dude.
How many games is that, Donnie?
Oh, I think I did it out. I think it was like 13. Is that right? Maybe
I,
that's not right.
I don't. I think that's a little high, but
Yeah, maybe like 7 or
I was gonna
something.
say 5 or 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's still
that's a lot of games,
yeah, that's 2 weeks of games.
and
Like,
it's even worse than that because on back-to-backs, I feel like that's, we're talking compound interest
right? It's like
on,
overtime, time and a half.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
Um, but we don't pay him to sit. So,
la
however, he's truly, if Jamal is worth what we're paying him, Nikola might be worth $1 billion.
dude,
A
like,
billion with
I
a
would
B.
I would give him I would give him the state of Colorado. He can turn this into like an annex Serbia if he wants. I don't
We will
care.
find a way to get you Casa Bonita.
Yeah. Unlimited sopapillas because that's
Yeah,
already guaranteed. But anyway.
yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh. We should make a trip.
yeah, for real though. Um,
No, but man, for us to, April was saying this, and I think you were saying this too. For us to do all of that and then to possibly lose, that would have been the worst. But we didn't. We won. Sorry,
no,
got a
you
little
good.
visitor.
Hey, buddy.
We won um against the best team in basketball, in my opinion, by far. They are by far the best team. If I were to
I
put the
agree.
Thunder up, what was Rocksteady? I was talking to Rocksteady today, and he said the Thunder were favorited to win every single basketball game until January 8th.
That's crazy.
Every single game when they matched, and that would have been their matchup with the Celtics.
Would that be like a 30 and 0 start? That's absurd. 20. That's, I mean, and the thing
Yeah,
is it's
they're
absurd,
favored.
but it's also not that if you've watched them play, you're also like, yeah, I could see that.
When he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I guess. I mean, who would they lose to? I can't think of anyone except for maybe the Celtics.
I know, right?
And us, we have the best player in the world. Anything's
Right.
possible with us. That's the cool thing about our team. We have the best player in the world.
Yeah. I've gotten to a point where, every time I talk to you now, I say, well, we have Joker. Anything's possible. And now I just feel like I'm a slogan for like a Disney children's movie,
He is
you
like
know?
Disney World. He is like Disney World.
Like I don't know. He's amazing. But I want to go back to the Thunder because the Thunder are amazing. Shea Gilgeous Alexander last night.
He's a freak.
He's a freak. I mean, did he probably have his best game? No.
No, he
Um,
had a bad game for him.
right. And Jalen Williams though was hot. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a solid team. Chet is he's gonna
He didn't play very well either. I didn't think.
didn't play like to what we've seen him play so far,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
Um, and I mean, I don't know if that's I
And we're
want to
still,
say that's credit to us, but
yeah,
I don't I don't
still
know.
missing Hartenstein is scary.
That is what scared me.
Scary.
Yep, because they had to go small a little bit last night,
Mhm.
um, which benefited us for sure. That helped
Yeah,
us when we had to rotate our big boy out. So
and we took advantage of it. So,
yeah,
Mike, nice job. Like that's coaching. I feel like so.
yeah. Um, okay. Next games we got. Well, tomorrow night we're going to the Heat game.
Yeah,
Oh, and quickly before I forget, isn't it Rocksteady's birthday?
it is.
All right, happy birthday, Rocksteady.
Yes, sir. Rocksteady, happy birthday, my man.
Yeah. And then we got Dallas. I think we have a back to back this week. So we have Heat tomorrow and then we play. And you and I have said this. I understand that Thunder win. It wasn't just for we need a win and against a divisional rival, but it was also a morale win.
Mhm.
Um
There are no moral victory or moral losses, but there are moral victories
yeah.
in this league. In this league,
In this league. But at this point, we have to respect the Joker minutes. We have to see if even if we're struggling, we have to see if we can fight through it. It might cost us a few games, dude, but it's either that or we're risking something very scary.
I agree.
And
As a fan, though, if they sit him tomorrow, I swear, I
oh,
will riot. I
I
will riot.
yeah, they better wait till Saturday, the one game we're not at, right?
Yeah. And honestly, if we don't play him and whatever we have plays or guards Bam,
Yeah,
that's gonna be bad.
yeah,
But also, I thought we were gonna struggle with the Thunder, and we did, and then we didn't. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Um,
Ah,
all right, we're about to.
You said it perfect. 20-point lead is not a 20-point lead anymore.
No, dude, it's like a field goal
Especially with Nicola, it's four passes and a timeout.
for real
And
though.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to sign us off quick? We're about to get kicked off.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Donnie, can you tell the people, my man?
Please don't forget.
If you got respect for the game, it's time that you put some respect on the name. Joker and Murray and Joker, a duo that cannot be tamed. You got seconds on the clock. There go Murray with the shot. Yeah, that's a Murray flurry in a hurry. Came to give it all you got. Everybody showing some hugs. It's in the color we trust. But you gotta have an MP jump shot, leaving the competition in the dust. Come up in the Mile High City, never coming down like AG50. You looking at a squad full of champions. Tell me now, ain't that nifty? Not talking about Boa, but Rocky gon' show up and give all the fans what they love. If there's a rim in vicinity, there ain't no question, gotta stay above. Them boys from the 5280 gon' pull up and always be about a bucket. In case you confused, yeah, you know what to do. I'm talking about the different nuggets. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray. Why so serious? Coming from a walking, talking triple-double. Seems like we've been a problem, causing trouble ever since we left the bubble. They heard of an arrow that's green. We talking about Oliver Queen, but blue is the new one, he's reigning supreme. You can hate, but check the ring. Never underestimate the heart of a champion, it's Mike Malone. You could come for 7, but have your bags. Gotta know you're going home. You coming to play at the altitude, you better get your O2 ready, cause it's gonna be a breathtaking experience, and you know we're gonna rock steady. Yeah, you heard of Magic and Bird and Jordan and Pippen and all the big threes, but what's it gonna take for these people to see that they should hop on and believe? We ain't content, so you better think twice if you think that we stopping at one. You dealing with Joker and Murray, don't worry, the fun has only just begun. You heard of Magic and Bird, you heard of Shaq and Kobe, you heard of Jordan and Pippen, but what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray, Joker and Murray.